is Bishop Stringfield. You can ask me.
Oh, okay. Where did the money go that you sold the building for?
Oh, good. So, and so if you want to know where the money is, we have done almost $500,000 is allotted to renovations. You know, so far that's where all the money is going. None of the money goes into my pocket. And
okay,
no, I don't have no, I do not have an apartment upstairs. My office is upstairs. But I'm anybody that knows me know that I would never stay in the church. Who does that? That's creepy. You know, I don't know what half of this stuff is that's been put out, but I have an account of every dollar that was given to the fire victims. None of that money went to the church, nor did it come to me. And as a matter of fact, we have a CPA that oversees all of this stuff. That's in coordination with the mayor, the chief of police, the police department, trustees. All of these people sit in my office every Wednesday, and we discuss this, and we are very transparent with this. There's no hidden agenda. There's no I'm here to be rich or I'm biggest. And no, I'm not cash-strapped in Atlanta. I'm doing pretty well. I've always been a entrepreneur, and I thought you guys knew that. I'm an IT professional. I'm an IT architect, and so I have my own money. So I don't need the church's money to take care of me. I don't, and so that's where the money is going. And I really don't think it's right for you guys to smear my name and put my name out there. And you guys know you're lying about all of this stuff.
Well, that's not true. Let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this.
Have you given them any proof? Any proof?
Let me ask you this.
Have you given anybody on this call any proof of what you're saying?
Yes. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Bishop.
Sure.
You've been working for a year without a building permit. Why is that? Why was it so secret that you couldn't say this before?
No. What you guys did was you posted a permit that was done 2 years ago, as to say we had a stop work order. We never had that. Listen.
No.
The fire chief is in this building every single week. Every single week, the fire chief and the building inspector Manny is in this in this office every single week. And so we hired a contractor, Mr. Freddie, to manage all of these things. We had no idea of he took care of everything. And so you can go down now and they'll tell you we have a building permit. There's no asbestos in this church like you guys claimed that was. There was never asbestos done. My point is what about all the other lies that you guys are saying?
What lies is that?
There is asbestos in the basement at the church. James found it years ago. You just did testing. You just did asbestos testing in July of 2025.
No, that's not true.
Therefore, you were putting everyone's lives in danger, incling me and James when we came to visit.
Bishop, the file says July asbestos testing.
What happened was someone else, one of your other friends, there was a test done 2 years ago.
Interrupt you for just a minute.
Recently.
Let me just interrupt you for a minute. Why wasn't there a building permit last year? You just got the building permit a couple of weeks ago. The permit that was shown in the window. Let me finish, please.
I agree.
The permit that was shown in the window previously was not a permit. It was a certificate of occupancy from the water damage. Okay, that was not a permit. You just recently got the permit from the last week, and I know that.
Right. Okay, so let me explain that. I'll explain that. No problem. I don't mind explaining it to you. But first and foremost, I mean, why do we need a building permit if I pocketed all the money? That's number one. Number two is back up
for a minute. You need a building permit in order to make the structure sound, and you register with the building department. That's why you need a building permit, which you didn't have. You just recently got it. So we're talking about two separate things. Positive money and building permit is two different things.
Sure. So let me explain.
Let's do the first thing, the building permit.
Okay. The first thing is I left that totally to the contractor. I'm not involved. I'm not going downtown to get a permit. That has to be done by a licensed contractor. And when we
so who was your licensed contractor last year?
Say again?
Who was the licensed contractor last year?
What we said was I can't get a permit. Bishop can't get a permit.
No, I'm not saying you get a permit, but you're responsible for it. So who did the work for you last year? No, who did the work for you?
This is a commercial building.
I'm not saying that you're responsible, but you are responsible to make sure that people are safe and that you hire somebody, that you have a permit, not a permit in the window that says it's an occupancy. That's fake. So what I want to know is who was doing the work prior to you getting the permit last week or the week before. You just got the permit.
Listen, a licensed contractor.
Who's that licensed contractor?
Freddie.
Did you have a contractor last year?
I did. I'm not doing any work.
And that was Freddie.
Zero. I'm not doing any work. We don't have the skill set at this church to do this work.
No, I'm saying, let's stay with me for a minute, please.
Yeah.
You saying that Freddie was the contractor last year?
Freddie was the main contractor last year.
All right, and can you tell me, when did Freddie start?
Listen, I don't know. Why is that important?
You not know?
Why is that important?
Why is it important? Here's why this is important. Here's why it's important. Okay. Here's why it's important.
Sure.
You started work a year ago there without a permit, and I find it difficult that you don't know that. You're a smart person.
No.
You're smart. You're very smart. So now,
that you said
let me finish. Let me finish.
Okay. Sure.
There was no building permit there. You just recently took care of getting that permit. You're saying Freddie was a contractor.
What I'm saying is that the contractors took care of the permit. And when I was told that the permit had not been finalized, I said stop and get it done. I didn't know that it wasn't done. Personally.
How could you not know that? If you're meeting every week and you're talking to these people.
That's exactly.
But let me say this: that you're dodging here. You made yourself the pastor there. You should know if you have a permit. Now, Freddie did not get the permit. Freddie's been working there. You're saying Freddie's been working there up until recently. You got the permit. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, there's two contractors that we used.
Who's your general contractor? Freddie?
Freddie is the one who got Freddie, and he was working with Dave.
All right, so Freddie is the general contractor.
With Dave.
Freddie would have gotten the permit last year when you started the work, when I saw it. Is that correct?
He was supposed to.
He didn't do it. And you're still using Freddie today, right?
Yes.
Is what you're telling me.
Yes, Freddie is the contractor. He is the general contractor.
So you don't see a problem with that he had no permit.
I see a major problem with it.
And you're still using him to build whatever you're building.
Here is his explanation. Here was his explanation.
No, I'm looking for your explanation, not his. He's not here.
Well, I'm giving it. I'm giving the explanation that he gave me.
I don't need his explanation. I need to know yours is why are you still using him?
Because he has a license. He has a license. And what I did was I put a project manager over that. Over the work. I could not stop midstream to bring somebody else in to do. I couldn't do that.
Well, I'm confused with what you're saying. It doesn't make sense.
You don't have to be confused. You don't have to be confused.
Well, okay. Last year you had Freddie building.
Yeah.
All right, and the building permit that I see says you're remodeling bathrooms. So somewhere along the way, and I was there on that Sunday before you blocked me from coming in, is that you said that you were going to build a coffee shop, whatever you got going there now. But the building permit application did not specify that. Now, is that correct or not?
It's not.
Okay, well, you explain to me then why it's not. I saw it in writing. You signed it.
This is what I'll do. I'll go even further. I will post the entire process, documentation, testimonies of this whole process. How about that? I will post it. I will post it.
It's not
online.
Necessary unless you want to. But what else is on the permit?
All the work we're doing. Manny has to go.
Not on the permit. I have.
Well, I don't know what you have. Send me what you have.
You don't know what you wrote and what you signed off on?
I don't sign off on anything. I have a contractor to do that. I don't do that. I am not a licensed contractor. I don't do work like that. I have no idea.
I'm not saying that you do the work, but you're responsible for the permitting. You're paying Freddie to do the work.
I am not responsible for. I am not. How can
Why aren't you?
I can't get a permit. I can't get a permit.
I'm not talking about physically getting the permit, Bishop.
What are you saying?
I'm talking about knowing what's going on. And if you're paying Freddie, then you need to know what Freddie is doing. You worked for a year without a permit, and that's not good.
Okay. All I'm telling you is I will post the documentation in terms of, and I mean, here's the thing. This is what, I mean, what about the other stuff you're talking about? I mean,
testing you just got done in July.
No, this is a mute point. My point is what about all the other lies that you guys are saying?
What lies is that? File says July, asbestos testing.
What happened was someone else, one of your other friends called and says, I believe there's possibility of asbestos. I said, well, let me check with the contractors. Let me check with the fire department to see what's happening. They came back and says, hey, there was an asbestos test done 2 years ago. You know, the same thing that you pulled that said they had a stop work order? That was 2 years ago that you're saying that we had one now? That was 2 years ago. And I wasn't even here. And so we said, we would even go, I said to him, hey, listen, I was assured that there was no asbestos in this church. And so I will get another one done. I will ask the contractor to get another one done now. And I did.
All right, so let me explain this. It's being that you're not sharp on the construction, the building inspector, Manny, says it's safe where they are working. Now, if you go down to the furnace room, if you haven't abated it, there is asbestos downstairs. So if you're playing around with the conference room, you might upset it.
We don't have to touch anything downstairs.
Well, okay, let me finish. All right. That's what I'm saying. If you don't mess with it, it won't mess with you. But there is asbestos there if it hasn't been abated. So where you're working, they tested that particular area. So as you go into areas, that building has to be tested on an ongoing basis.
Okay, we'll do that. Here's the thing. I mean, this is the most mute point of the whole conversation and your call. Let's talk about the other stuff that you lied about. All the other things.
Well, I regret the fact that you're saying lie. That's
you did.
No.
Oh,
before you say lie, let put it out there what you're talking about.
What were you talking about before I came on? You were talking about how the money, being transparent with the money. You guys know. I mean, I'm not even going to get into that. All I know is, hey, guys,
please,
on this call,
everybody on this call,
listen. And so what you guys did when she died was you came to this church, you broke into a safe, and you took $75,000.
That's not true. That's a lie. You're lying.
I got a signed document. I got the documents that you guys signed.
What does that document say, Bishop? What does the document say? Read it says we broke in the safe.
It says
first of all, let me tell you what happened here. Whoa. You're lying now. Let me tell you what happened there. That was her personal safe.
Okay.
Tony Villa opened the safe. That was hers. And it went to us, and we signed it, and that's what the paper says. So that's not you're stretching the truth.
The trustee signed it too, James.
You have no. Yeah.
The trustee signed it as well. Nobody stole nothing, and I have a problem. I'm not a thief. Never have been.
Okay. Neither am I.
Well, I don't know that so far.
I don't know about you.
A reckoning of the books in that church.
I don't know about you. What I'm saying is,
well, that's good.
all of
that's
this
why
is
I need
about.
to see a reckoning
all
of the book.
This is about. And did you tell the people on this call that everything that you were suing for, I offered it to you? Did you tell them that? But James, come on back. I will accept you back on the board. That's what I said to you. What else do you want? Well, these people are not managing the money right. And I said, I brought in the organization's CPA, and he has certified the last 2 years of financials. What else do you want? I offered it. Not only did I offer it to you, I put it in writing in court. I told the judge, hey, give it to him. Why not give it to him? Why are we spending tens of thousands of dollars in legal fees when it doesn't make sense? So I said, come back. I asked you to come back. What else do you want?
When you were sitting down with us and talking to us about what can I do for you guys? What can I do for you guys? We were not saying, oh, Bishop, please, would you help us? Would you do this for us? No, we were not saying that. You were offering stuff to us. Now, number one, we were in litigation, so we don't need anything from you. You're not even part of the case, and you're talking about, oh, I wrote a statement to the judge. We don't care because that statement means nothing because you're not part of the case. The only people that are part of the case is me and James.
What statement I wrote to the judge? I've never done that.
You just said it. You just said that you told the judge in a statement. That's what you just said a few minutes ago. Now, you're having problems remembering what you said.
No, you have a problem remembering. You have a problem remembering, bro.
Let me just finish up, and I'm going to be quiet. Time that you sold the building, the church was in litigation. It was in litigation. It is against the law.
Well, no, because it is not.
You have to give permission. You have to get permission from the judge and our attorney. Our attorney was supposed to be informed that a building was going to be sold by the people that we actually are in litigation with.
Listen. Let me answer that. Let me answer that.
Did you know?
Let me answer that. No, let me answer that for you. The answer is first and foremost, you need to know that I don't do anything without legal counsel. I do nothing. Zero. And that is a principle that I live by. In the multitude of counsel there's safety. I don't make a move. I don't have access to an account at this church. I do not. And so the attorney said to me, our attorney said, listen, there's nothing prohibiting you from selling the building. Okay, sure. Well, we got to go through the attorney general. The attorney general is going to vet the process. No one person can sell the building. You guys lied about he sold the building. It takes the entirety of the board to sign. That's it. I did not sell the building. The reason we sold that building was because we were losing $40,000 to $60,000 in tax a year. We had to pay it out of the church's account. We had to sell the building. And so I got legal counsel because I only operated out of legal counsel. Two lawyers who said to me, there is nothing that's stopping you. I said, Karen, I need you to make sure that it's okay to do this. We had to sell the building. Had to sell it. No questions asked.
Let me show you where the dividing line is. Okay. Everything that you're saying and everything that you said in the beginning when you said what you're doing at the church or whatever, I would require an audit. I do not believe anything you're saying. But let me say this where the dividing line is. Here's the dividing line.
Come on, bro.
This is the dividing line. Let me finish what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying.
You playing.
Let me finish what I'm saying. The law says that if a church is in litigation, you cannot sell property without permission from the judge, and the attorneys, both attorneys must be informed. We have it in writing. So you should bring that up in litigation. Let me finish what I'm saying. Karen Charrington did not inform our attorney that the building was going to be sold and that the building was sold. Our attorney put it in writing. He had no knowledge of it. The judge didn't have any knowledge of it. And as far as we know, it's against the law. So we're done there.
Okay, so file a lawsuit against us.
40,000.
You should do that.
I don't care about all that. I care about the law.
No, file a lawsuit. I implore you. Because I only operated out of legal counsel. Two lawyers.
The advice you were given legally is unlawful. It's unlawful.
If it's unlawful, why didn't you guys sue?
You all did.
You should have sued. Why did you file a lawsuit? If you cared about your mother, you would have came back to the church when I offered it to you. I said, come back. You can be a part of what we're doing. You didn't do it. I told the attorney, hey, tell the judge we're letting them do all of these things. Let them come back. Let them come back. Because listen, I could have used you. And I said to you, it's obvious to me that this has nothing to do with your mother's legacy. This has everything to do with what you want. Everything to do with what you want.
No,
has nothing to do with her legacy. And we left
you
on
said
that
that our mother told you to take over the church, man. Stop.
I never told you that. I never told you that.
Yes, you did. You said you were supposed to preserve the church.
As a matter of fact,
you remember telling us that the people there hate us?
Now you're lying. Now
you
you're
remember
lying.
telling us that the people hate us? You remember that?
I told you what I told you. I told you that their hatred toward you is because of what your mom told them. And she always, verbally, often told them how she felt about you. And I know you guys keep picking, but at the end of the day, this has nothing to do with your mother's legacy because neither one of you got kids. This has everything to do. This has everything to do with what you want to get out of this building yourself. And you can't do it.
That's not true. That's a lie right there.
What do you want? What are you going to do with
lie. That's a lie. We have never said that. We have never said it. We have never written it. We have never told you that. That's made up. That's fake made up, man.
Tell me what you want. Tell everybody what you want then. Tell them why you're going to this great extent to do all of this lying and all of this stuff that you guys are doing.
Wait a minute. Don't accuse people. Don't accuse me of lying because you're lying now by saying I'm lying. You're the one who's a liar. You are a big liar.
Okay.
I never knew that until tonight.
Let me just.
And I'm calling you out on it. You are a liar.
Here is the thing. Listen. Wait a minute. Well, let's close it right here.
No. You said what you needed to say.
Because I'm not talking to you guys all night.
Well, hold on
I'm going to close it right here. You both are going to be served with defamation lawsuits, and we'll find out who's lying. We're all going to court, and we'll find out who's been lying. Have a great evening.
I have been quiet, and I just want to say what I just want to say, and then get off the line. But don't run. All right.
Okay. Yes. Sir.
Your recollection of what happened that night is completely different than what James and I witnessed. Okay. So we know that we're not going to agree. We're not going to agree. Okay. So let me move on from there. Okay. So now, in addition to that, okay, when this hostile takeover first happened.
Takeover. I told you guys that night
You're not letting me talk.
I was quiet. I have no desire to be here, and I still don't.
I was quiet.
I don't want to be here.
You talk.
I want to be clear with you. I don't want to be here.
I was quiet, and I let you talk, and I think it would be nice if you let me say what I need to say. Okay?
I will.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
Thank you.
Steve.
Thank you. All right. Everything that you have said to me and James on this line in front of all the people listening is not true like that because you're going to stick with what you believe and we're going to stick with what we know and believe. But what I want to make clear,
what I am going to stick to
let me finish what I'm saying.
Let the judge decide.
This. I was quiet. Okay. I had control of myself. I had control of myself. I didn't, just keep talking. I just said, let me be quiet and let you say what you need to say.
Yeah, but James,
I want to establish that what you're saying we don't agree with, and what we're saying you don't agree with. Okay, so we have been fighting this case since 2021, since the hostile takeover. The hostile takeover took place in 2019, but we started the case.
With who? I wasn't here.
with the original board members. Okay, so I'm not saying that you were here. I'm just trying to get, to say what I need to say. So we've been involved in this case since 2021, and we have been spending thousands and thousands of dollars. Now, the reason why we're doing this is because we do love our mother, and we don't believe what you're saying about her saying what she said publicly. But even if our mother said that, that is our mother. And I told you that night at the table, she has said worse things than that about us, and we're still a family. She still loves us. She gave birth to us, and she never intended for you, definitely didn't intend for you to be the pastor of St. John. Now that's the first thing.
That's what, and the only way to solve this, the only way to solve this is in the court of law, and that's what I've done. Both of you are going to be served for defamation lawsuit.
Let me finish what I'm saying.
No. There's no need.
You're not allowing me. You're not allowing me to finish what I'm saying. You were never supposed to be here in the first place. That's number one.
I agree.
Number two, you walked past us at the rally and walked right in the church. What you should have done as a bishop is what you should have done as a bishop.
What are you talking about?
The rally. We were out in front of the church bringing awareness to the hostile takeover of our mother's ministry, of our mother's corporation, of her organization. Now,
listen, I was there to preach. I wasn't there to chi-chi poo-poo nobody. I was there on assignment, and I went in. I had no time for that. And I was not going to stop.
I want to say one thing to that.
So if it appeared rude to you, I apologize. I'm not a rude guy.
I accept your apology. This is the one thing I want to say about that. You knew there was conflict. You knew that the family and the church members had a conflict, and you did nothing about it. Now, I'm going to move on from there.
Listen. What could I do about it? What could I do? Your projection is what you're telling people I'm trying to do is really what you're trying to do.
You're going into other areas
because you guys are see, you don't want to deal with you don't want to deal with the lies that you've been telling.
I don't have a problem.
You guys have been lying. Just like you cornered my son.
No.
You cornered my son, and my son said to you, "Why are you guys doing this against my dad? Do you really believe he's a crook?" You said no.
No. We didn't say no. We said, I don't know.
Good night. Good night, guys. Good night. I'll see you in court.
Is he a crook? You tell us if he's a crook, because your cousin said you were a crook. Now, we're in litigation, and he sells a building. You sell a building, Bishop, and you're asking us, then why don't you sue me? We are. You didn't give me a chance to answer. We are going after you, and you are the one who's lying. All that you said, it all sounds good, but I don't believe anything you say to the people on the line. I don't believe anything Bishop Stringfield says, Ronnie Stringfield says, unless it's in writing and unless there's proof.
Well, legal counsel is here. He's not lying.
I don't believe you either, whoever you are.
Amen. And just because there's a lot of noise does not mean that the truth will be drowned out.
Exactly. We have evidence for everything that we said.
Amen.